Hi, and welcome back to Behind the Box. This is a new series that we're trying. It's called Gaming Solutions. It's where we discuss a challenge that certain gaming groups might face and some of our solutions for that. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about the quarterback.
That's correct, Jay. A quarterback in gaming terms basically means that in a cooperative game, one player just tries to take complete control. So, for example, in a game like Pandemic, one person might just tell everyone what to do on their turns, and you don't really feel like you're playing when you're on the receiving end of that. So we wanted to find some solutions that can basically help you still have that fun and have those cooperative games, but not have to worry as much about this one person taking control. Our first idea that we came up with was games with hidden objectives. So, for example, games like Dead of Winter and another game called New Angeles. Basically, each player will have their own private objective they have to achieve by the end of the game. It makes it really hard for somebody to take control of the game because they don't know all the information. They're not working with as much strategy as they would be in a more open game. So it makes it easier as well for you as the player that's on the receiving end of the quarterbacking to be able to say no. You can say, well, that might be the best move from your perspective, but for me, with my objective, you don't know what that is. These secrets allow you to say no and to play your own game, but still play this cooperative game. So really good little solution there for
that. The second one we wanted to talk about was a one versus many hidden movement game type. So two games that display that are Last Friday and Not Alone. So in these games, it will allow the person who has that quarterbacking personality to be the one and, you know, sort of play their own game in a sense, where the rest of you can still be cooperative and
still work together.
Yeah. So Last Friday, they would be the maniac and the rest of you would be the survivor campers. And then in Not Alone, they would play the alien ruling over the planet while the rest of you are these survivors, essentially.
Trying to survive. Some other good games with this are things like Fury of Dracula and Letters from Whitechapel. Great games, and it will fill that need for co-op, and it will give the person something to do on their own while still being a part of the game. So similar to that, we've got another sort of one versus many genre. It's called sort of like dungeon crawlers or something with a mastermind or an overlord. Now, we actually don't own any of those games, but something we have kind of similar is Tragedy Looper. Now, with this, one person plays as the mastermind. They basically know everything. The way that I would differentiate between this type of game and what we just discussed with the hidden movement is, in a hidden movement game, the one player is still playing as a character in the game. In these types of games and in dungeon crawlers, they're not really playing as one character, they're playing as the game. So they'll control all of the objectives, they'll control all of the minions and monsters, and they'll know all the secrets that the other players don't know. Again, it's a really good way of letting that player be a part of a co-op game without them just taking control of your moves, because it's part of their role to try and ruin your moves. So again, great games for that.
What were the dungeon crawler?
Oh, Imperial Assault and Descent are two really popular ones that are really easy to get into. So yeah, look into those. And again, we'll link.
We'll have to as well, I suppose, because we don't have them.
That's true.
So another one that we wanted to try was role-playing games, commonly known in the gaming community as RPGs, if you've heard that before. So in these games, there's typically a GM, a game master, somebody that's used their imagination to come up with this scenario. Or sometimes you can use a book to help you out.
Pre-made settings.
Yeah, so things like Dungeons and Dragons, Savage Worlds is a favorite of ours. We recently heard of a new one, Fate.
Fate Core, yeah.
Yeah, that's really gotten us...
it was recently on Tabletop. We can link to that just in case you want to watch it.
Yeah, that's looking really pretty good.
But again, the GM can be that one.
That game master, so the quarterback, just put them in power of the story. And then the rest of you just kind of play their game. Yeah,
complete control. 100% control. Yeah. Lastly, real-time games. Now, we've got quite a lot of real-time games, so we're just going to show you one for this one. Captain Sonar and a couple others that are great are Project Elite, Escape the Curse of the Temple, and then one that we don't own called Magic Maze. Now, with these games, the reason that I think these work so well to stop a quarterback is because it's real-time, you don't have time to plan out your moves. You don't have time to be watching what other people are doing because you've got to focus on your own thing. So that quarterback, I think these are a great one for, because everything else we've done, it's kind of been they're on their own against you.
Mm-hmm.
This, they still have to work cooperatively. They still have to play as a team, but they can't take control. They just don't have the time to do that. And a lot of real-time games we've found have strange and unique gameplay mechanics that you won't find in other games. Captain Sonar, it's 2 teams, you all have your own little role, it's real-time, and if you really need to, make them be the captain, because then they're still in control. But also games like Project Elite and Escape, you have dice, you kind of are limited by what the dice give you as far as the moves you can make. You can't really plan out, it's very reactionary. And then Magic Maze, you can't talk. You cannot speak while you're playing the game. And so it's really hard for a quarterback to take control of that game because they can't say anything. You have to work together, and it forces them to be a team and be cooperative. So that's sort of the 5 areas and the 5 scenarios we figured would be quite good for it. I think ultimately, if it is a problem, our real recommendation is to speak to the person. Just let them know that what they're doing makes it less fun for people, and hopefully they'll be an adult about it, and hopefully you can have a discussion about it.
Yeah, if it's someone that you game with often, I imagine that you'd have some kind of rapport, a friendship that you've built up, so obviously they'd want you to be enjoying yourself as well.
Yeah, so but if all else fails, you can kind of go with some of these options. And again, same as in the last video, this is just our opinion on this topic. You may disagree, you may agree. If you have other alternatives, we want to hear. We want to get a discussion going. If you do want to post those in the comments down below. And
we'll, of course, include more information for you in the description. Yeah. So if you want to check any of these games out.
All games will be linked and... videos for other stuff as well. So,
and if you've got any other ideas, challenges that your gaming group is facing, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take a look and we'll see what we can come up with for you. So, wonderful.
All right, see you later.
See ya.
Bye. Some of the comments.
Sorry,
what are you doing?
I was cracking.
You screwed me up.
From the top. Let's go.
Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
Did you just toot?
No, it was this. I wouldn't just surprise you with a little toot.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'll make it better.
Oh my god.
Do we need to take a little pause?
Maybe we do. And do a new clap.
Maybe that's what it was, yeah. We'll reclap. I think we did good. I think we did a good job. I'm happy with that. I also kind of have to go to the toilet, so.
Oh, okay.